May 29, 1453. On this day, one of the most momentous events of the medieval era unfolded. After more than a millennium of resilience, the great city of Constantinople, bastion of the Eastern Roman, or Byzantine Empire, fell to the forces of Sultan Mehmed II. Its walls, long deemed unbreachable, crumbled under the thunder of Ottoman cannons. What began as the last stand of a fading empire would reshape Eurasia's political, cultural, and religious contours. Today we explore the centuries-long prelude to that fateful day, the drama of the siege itself, and the enduring impact of the city's rebirth as Istanbul. Finally, we will reflect on the lessons of 1453 for our world today. Founded in the 7th century BC by Greek colonists from Megara, led by Byzas, Byzantium occupied a prime perch on the European shore of the Bosporus. Its control of the Black Sea-Mediterranean passage conferred immense commercial and strategic value. When Emperor Constantine I chose this site as his new capital in AD 330, renaming it Nova Roma, soon to be called Constantinople, it entered a golden age. An intricate network of aqueducts, cisterns, broad avenues, and monumental structures such as the original Hagia Sophia announced the city's status as Christendom's preeminent center of learning, law, and art. Under Theodosius II in the early 5th century, the city's defenses were transformed by the double ring of ramparts known as the Theodosian Walls. Moats, towers, and miles of stone fortifications rendered Constantinople virtually impregnable. For over 1,000 years, waves of invaders, from Goths and Persians to Arabs, Bulgars, and Rus, besieged its walls. Each assault was repelled, the city's resilience underpinned by a fusion of engineering genius and imperial resolve. Yet beneath this facade of invincibility, the empire weakened. Justinian I's reconquest in the mid-6th century briefly reunited vast Roman territories, and his codification of civil law left a lasting legacy. But internal schisms, most notably the iconoclast controversies, and the relentless advance of Islam gradually whittled Byzantine dominion to its Anatolian heartland and the capital itself. By the 15th century, the Byzantine realm had shrunk to Constantinople and a few scattered outposts around the Sea of Marmara. From a population that once reached 400,000, its citizenry had dwindled to under 50,000. The disastrous Fourth Crusade in 1204, which sacked the city, irreparably damaged its infrastructure and prestige. Meanwhile, the schism of 1054 between Eastern Orthodoxy and Roman Catholicism deepened distrust, making Western aid contingent on religious union, a bitter pill for Orthodox faithful. In contrast, the Ottomans had emerged from a constellation of Anatolian beyliks to dominate Asia Minor and the Balkans. Through skillful diplomacy, military innovation, and mastery of mounted archery, they carved out a crescent of influence around Byzantine lands. Murad II's siege of 1422 had tested Constantinople's defenses, but ultimately failed. His son, Mehmed II, crowned in 1444 and again in 1451, harbored an unshakable vision, the conquest of the Queen of Cities. In the 2 years before the final assault, Mehmed II meticulously prepared. Diplomatic agreements with Hungary and Venice forestalled relief forces, while Ottoman galleys tightened the maritime noose. On the European shore, the Rumeli Hisar fortress, paired with its Asian counterpart, Anadolu Hisar, choked the Bosporus, severing Constantinople's seaborne lifelines. The Sultan commissioned Urban of Hungary, a master gunsmith, to construct colossal bronze bombards. Transported by oxen and barges from Edirne, these siege engines dwarfed anything seen before in Christendom. By March 1453, an Ottoman host of some 60 to 80,000 soldiers, janissaries, azaps, sipahis, stood arrayed before the ancient walls, supported by dozens of galleys and hundreds of rivercraft under Baltaolu Suleiman Bey. Inside the city, Emperor Constantine XI Palaeologus grappled with grim realities. Western Christendom's response was lukewarm. Hungary, embroiled in its own conflicts, sent no relief. Pope Nicholas V demanded ecclesiastical union as precondition for aid, sparking riots among Constantinople's Orthodox populace. In the end, Venice dispatched a squadron of galleys and some 800 soldiers. Genoa contributed 700 men under the mercenary leader Giovanni Giustiniani Longo. In total, perhaps 6,000 seasoned troops and some 30,000 militia faced the Ottoman host. On April 6, 1453, Mehmed's cannons roared to life. The bombardment shook the Theodosian Walls, chipping away at centuries of mythic impregnability. An initial Ottoman sortie on April 7th was repelled, as Byzantine engineers rushed to fill craters and reinforce damaged sections through the night. At sea, the Golden Horn remained barred by a massive chain. Undeterred, Mehmed devised a daring stratagem. On the night of April 22nd, Ottoman crews hauled their light galleys over greased planks from the Bosporus into the Horn. This masterstroke bypassed the chain, establishing naval supremacy within the inlet and isolating the city further. Through April and May, relentless bombardments continued. Every breach invited an assault, only to be staunched by Giustiniani's counterattacks. His leadership buoyed defender morale. Constantine, clad in simple steel, rallied his men atop the ramparts, embodying the final flicker of Roman continuity. In the pre-dawn gloom of May 29th, after 55 days of siege, Mehmed launched his climactic assault. Sappers undermined walls, laborers filled the moat, janissaries and azaps formed assault columns. The main focus lay at the Gate of St. Romanus, long pounded by cannon, and the Blocherny section. Venetian crossbowmen and Genoese arquebusiers fought desperately. Two initial waves were beaten back. Then, under Mehmed's personal command, elite janissaries scaled the breach. At the pivotal moment, Giovanni Giustiniani was struck. Accounts vary whether by crossbow bolt or early firearm, and mortally wounded. His fall sowed confusion among the defenders. Byzantine resistance faltered. Sultan Mehmed is said to have ridden into the breach himself, spurring his troops onward. As the inner gate succumbed, the last defenders retreated toward the Horn. Emperor Constantine, according to legend, donned sacramental robes and charged into the fray, perishing in the melee. With his death, the Byzantine state breathed its last. In the immediate aftermath, Mehmed II imposed order. Looting was swiftly curtailed, churches were protected, civilian lives spared. He proclaimed amnesty for those who remained and invited artisans, scholars, and merchants of all faiths to settle in the near-empty city. Adopting the title Caesar-e-Rum, Caesar of Rome, Mehmed claimed the mantle of Roman emperors. Under his patronage, the city, now called Istanbul, rapidly rebounded. Within decades, Ottoman armies surged through the Balkans, reaching the Danube and beyond. For Europe, the fall was catastrophe and catalyst. Greek scholars fled west, carrying precious manuscripts that ignited the Italian Renaissance. Monarchs from Hungary to the Habsburg lands forged alliances to check further Ottoman expansion. The Mediterranean transformed into a contested theater of galley warfare, marking a shift from medieval crusade to early modern geopolitics. The capture of Constantinople stands at the cusp of two worlds. It heralded the age of gunpowder warfare and extinguished the medieval order in favor of new power configurations. The Habsburg-Ottoman frontier endured for centuries, embodying the clash of East and West, orthodoxy and Islam. Today, Istanbul remains a palimpsest of its storied past. Greek colony, Christian capital, Ottoman metropolis, and vibrant modern city. Its multicultural heritage speaks to the resilience of urban life and the possibilities of pluralism. Mehmed II's policies of repopulation and religious tolerance, radical for his era, offer enduring insights into post-conflict reconstruction. By balancing security with incentives for diversity, he demonstrated how cultural heritage can fuel economic revival. On May 29, 1453, the walls of Constantinople fell. Yet from the ashes of an empire, new beginnings arose. The Ottoman capital of Istanbul would shape geopolitics, art, and culture for centuries. The fall of Constantinople is not merely a tale of conquest. It is a testament to humanity's capacity for reinvention. As we face 21st century challenges, migration, pluralism, the spread of ideas, the lessons of 1453 endure. Walls may fall, but societies can emerge stronger, more diverse, and ever more interconnected. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more captivating stories from our past. Until next time, Keep exploring and stay curious.